Hey everyone, Rob the Backyard Gardener here, and I've got a lot of hot peppers from last year that I dehydrated in my dehydrator, and they're just sitting there. So join me as I show you how I make my homemade hot sauce. Let's go. I'll make sure I leave the recipe and the instruction down below, so check that out. So here's all the ingredients and tools you will need in order to make some hot sauce. You're gonna need some apple cider vinegar here. You're also gonna need some sea salt. I've got several peppers from last year's harvests. It's a nice mix of hot and mildly hot peppers with lots of seeds, so I'll be using those. You're gonna need a couple of containers to put the hot sauce in, a blender, of course, and I've got the Ninja brand here. You're gonna need a 1 cup measuring cup, a 1/4 cup measuring cup, and then also you'll be needing a teaspoon. All right. Now that we got that done, let's take a look at some of the peppers here. So what you're gonna need is for about every 8 to 10 of these smaller size peppers, you're gonna need a cup of warm water. And then for every 4 or 5 of these larger size peppers, you're also gonna need a cup of warm water. And then for every cup of warm water that you add, you're also going to be needing to add a 1/4 cup of the apple cider vinegar and then a teaspoon of the sea salt. So that's the ingredients you'll need to add. Now I've got 2 containers here and they take about 5 cups each, and my blender holds about 9 cups. And with 2 containers, I will be needing to add a total of 9 cups of ingredients that are both liquid and dry, including the peppers. Speaking of the peppers, let's take a look at what we got here. I got some Banda Jacques peppers. I've got some New Mexico Big Jims. I've got some Thai peppers and some Caribbean blend and some other peppers as well that I'll be adding to the hot sauce that I'm making. And I'll be placing them in the blender. Now I will point out that I like to keep the entire pepper intact, including the stem, on all of them. Now that I've got the peppers, or at least half of them in the blender, I need to add some water. Now, I have to add warm water to the peppers. Make sure it's warm, because what it does is it breaks down the skins, rehydrates them, and makes them easier to process. So at this point, I'm gonna go fill this cup up with 4 cups of warm water that I'll be adding to the blender. Here we are adding 4 cups to the peppers in the blender. This will help, like I said, rehydrate them, easier for blending and processing. And now that I've got about 4 cups in, I've got to add 4 times the amount of vinegar. Now I'm adding twice as much because I'm adding the other half of the peppers in. So here's the first cup of vinegar, and we'll add about 3/4 of a cup additionally. Now that we've got that added, I needed to measure out 7, I guess, almost 8 teaspoons of sea salt, which I will add as well. And now that we've got the sea salt added, we're ready to begin blending. Now I'm gonna start this on a low speed just to kind of incorporate everything and get it a little bit mixed up. And what you'll wanna remember about this process is it takes a little while with dried peppers to blend everything, about 3 to 4 minutes worth of blending at high speed. I've added the rest of the peppers, I've added the rest of the water, and now we're about where I want it to be at as far as its level. And I think I would like to give you a good look at what it looks like as far as its color and consistency. You can see it's mostly broken down and blended up pretty well at this point. There's a little bit of froth, but I like that. You can see I'm just under 8 cups in total. When I shake it, it looks like it's starting to get the consistency I want, but I like to add one more thing. I like to add myself some raw unfiltered honey. The honey is going to thicken it up a little bit, supply it with a little sweet flavor, and you want about a 1/4 cup for every 4 cups of this. And since I have 8 cups in here, I'll be doing twice the measurement of a 1/4 cup. So here I am adding the first 1/4 cup of honey to the sauce. And again, it's for taste. You can add what you want. I'm adding a 2nd cup here because I like it a little bit more sweet and spicy than probably most. Then you'll blend it about another 30 seconds at high speed just to mix up the honey in there and get it as well incorporated. And after you've done that, as you can see here, we're just about over 8 cups in total. A little less than I probably needed. Probably could have used another cup total, but I didn't have enough peppers today. I'll be using a funnel, which will make pouring it in a whole heck of a lot easier. And I like to start off slow. That way I don't overfill it. Don't want to waste any of this good stuff. And as you can see here, the level is starting to come up. So I'll be adding the rest as well. And we'll get this guy topped off. And that ought to do it for now. Maybe a little bit too much in there, but we'll level them out here in a second. As you can see, it's a beautiful looking container. I love the way these look. I love the way that the sauce looks in it. Now let's get the other container filled up. Go ahead and do the same process we did on the last one. We'll go ahead and just pour it slowly in to make sure that it's filling up properly, and we'll get this one topped off. And that ought to do it. Whoops. Anyway, like I said, I leveled them off, and you can see they're about the same level here. Again, about a quarter of a cup, maybe a half a cup shorter than I wanted. I love these containers because I can use chalk and label them how I like. You can do what you would like as well. But there is one more important step. You must put these in the fridge for about 2 weeks. And after 2 weeks, voila, they've fermented a little more. The flavor comes out a little stronger, a little more tasteful, and is perfect. Well, there you have it, everyone. My homemade hot sauce will be ready in a couple weeks. Once it finishes the fermenting process, you can eat it now. You can try making your own combinations. Some people use more apple cider vinegar. Some people add carrots. Some people use more peppers. Some people prefer to use fresh peppers versus dehydrated. I like that as well, but I didn't have any. And you can experiment with it. Less salt, more honey. I mean, I know people even throw a little barbecue sauce, homemade barbecue sauce, but that's on you. You could even throw brown sugar in there. If you can, and you do like making hot sauce, let me know what kind of peppers you like to make hot sauce out of, what ingredients you put in yours, and just leave them in comments down below. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. And as always, thanks for watching.